A lot of pictures I have gathered for you. I'm sorry, I didn't make a video for a long time, and a lot of pictures. Um, I have. We cannot. I cannot show you all the pictures. I'm gonna show you some pictures in the finish. I was following the news. All heard about the peace deal in Gaza. Israel and Hamas exchanged fire yesterday. 45 Palestinians were killed and two Israeli soldiers yesterday. That was maybe shocking for many, not shocking for me. I told you this will not hold the so called peace deal. Yeah, let's begin here. Talked about Gaza, the ceasefire yesterday. It was Hamas. You can read about this one. Let's start reading about what happened yesterday in Gaza, and then I'm gonna show you, especially 45 killed in Gaza yesterday, Palestinians, since Trump signed the peace deal. 45 Palestinians killed. Let's see here. So, sorry, it was 97 Palestinians in Gaza killed since the fire started. So, this one, I was referring to this one. Gaza civil defense say Israeli strikes on Sunday kill at least 45 people. So let's read this one. Strikes hits Gaza after truce violation alleged as it happened. So Gaza, this stuff, 45 people killed. Gaza civil defense say Israeli strikes on Sunday kill at least 45 people. Gaza civil defense agencies say at least 45 people have been killed across the territory in Israeli strikes. So you see here, this is 1910. This is 19 October. Yesterday. Today is 20. So this is yesterday. 45 people killed in Gaza, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and Hamas. They are not showing a lot of respect to President Donald Trump, and this will not be good, for President Trump. He was in Cairo, talked about the peace deal in front of many leaders, like 20 countries. So let's read here. Gaza Civil Defense Agency say at least 45 people had been killed across the territory in Israeli strikes, with hospitals confirming the number to AFP. The Israeli military said it was looking into the reports of casualties and said it has resumed enforcing ceasefire after carrying. So peace is back, ceasefire is back anyway. This good news. After carrying out dozens of strikes in southern Gaza city of Rafah early in the day. Read our so. Hamas rejects U.S. warning that its armed wing is planning to attack Gaza civilians. So this is the one. Israeli army says two soldiers. This is was why Israel started bombing, because two Israeli soldiers were killed in southern Gaza. The Israeli military, it has struck dozens of Hamas targets across the Gaza Strip on Sunday, accusing the militants of violating ceasefire. Over the past few hours, the response to the blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement earlier today, the IDF struck dozens of Hamas terror targets through the Gaza Strip. The military said, adding the targets included Hamas weapon stores. So we have another other news here. We go back to this one. I made this video a long time ago, like 8 months ago. It was about the Syrian president Ahmad al-Shara, so-called Muhammad al-Julani, and he was like he was very popular in Europe, and everybody was talking about him like a hero, because he took out Russia, he took out Iran from Syria, and even he kicked out Bashar al-Assad, and he had met President Trump, and I believe he met President Macron, and he even was in it, met Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and he uh, he was negotiating with Israel and showing he wanted peace, and he was like meeting with President Erdogan. So everybody like this guy. He does not like Russia. He kicked out the Russians from Syria, and even he kicked out Assad, Bashar al-Assad, the former president, and he kicked out Iran. And this was like shocking for everybody. For Russia did not fight back to try to keep Syria and stuff like that. But now he's shocking the world. He went to Russia actually, and I made a video about 8 months ago, talked about this one here, and I was referring to this some kind of. I felt this because the Russians they didn't fight against this guy to keep their forces in Russia in Syria, and I was very surprised for the media did not tell about this one. And this is the video I was referring to. Please watch this one. Russia checkmate game in Syria, and I made this video December 11 last year, after Assad was uh, after 3 days after President Assad escaped to Russia. So let's hear a little bit. So this is my own video. I'm allowed to show it. So here's the rebels, this, Al-Julani, Ahmad al-Shara, he had this al-Nusra front, and they went in Syria from Idlib, North Syria, near to Turkey, and they went in and they marched towards Damascus, and they took all the country like in 3 weeks, and no, not much resistance happens from the Syrian army or the Iranians or even the Russians. So here I was talking about how Russia did uh, like saved Assad at the same time. They kept Syria, and most people were thinking how Russia, this President Al-Julani, he blew out. He like did this to Russia, and he is not like he's not a great power, and he did that to Russia, a great power. And I was talking here. See. Let's see. Of course, I don't like President Assad. I don't like President Al-Julani because President Assad, he was not good to his people. But of course, the new president, he did a lot of atrocities in South Syria, and I'm not going to show the whole video, but like even Assad, like Assad was Alawite and against the Sunni in Syria. The Sunnis are the majority, and the new president is the Sunni, and a lot of casualties in against the Alawites and against Al-Duruz in southern Syria, and Israel went in and helped, and they have this problem with the Kurds. Like this is very complicated, but of course. Here I was talking about religion, how so nobody was there to fight them, and they felt like they disappointed because this video I made in December last year, and I was commenting on the situation, the new situation, and so here please watch this video again. I made this video and I call it Russia Checkmate Game in Syria. So why I'm talking about this now? Because the new president Ahmad Al-Julani, he went actually to Russia to meet Putin, and I told you I don't like Putin. Because he was in Syria and other stuff, so Syria and Ukraine, and so here this guy, he went there, and I thought you see here this one, Syria Shara meets Putin in Moscow for first time since Assad fall. So Syria interim president visits Russia, new opportunities for Syria. So this guy supposed to be very mad with President Putin because President Putin, he had this military presence in Syria, and a lot of Syrians, they called this army like occupants, and like in Ukraine, and now he's going and meeting him. Syrian president in first visit to Moscow as former enemies. Yeah, so these were former enemies. And then he said like this, Syria's Sharia tells Putin he will respect past deal with Moscow. That means if President Assad made a deal about Russian bases in northern Syria, he will keep what Assad had promised. And of course, Russia has had a lot much influence. And when this guy came and took out the Iranians and the troops, and like they said, everybody was cheering for him. Like President Trump, he met him, and a lot of Arab and Muslim leaders were very happy for this. For he was freeing Syria out from these troops, from Russians and Iranians, and the wealth of the Syrian people will return to the Syrian people instead of going to Russia. But now he's saying Syria will respect past deals with Moscow. So this is very shocking, actually. To honor, see here, Syrian president to honor past deals with Russia, ask for Assad. So Assad was not handed over, but he need to like, if Russia says we will have to keep our bases, this guy, he said okay, and because if this guy, he was sincere, he could say to this guy, I will not meet you until you give me back Assad. so I can put him in jail. But this guy, he said no. Otherwise, he could. He didn't have to go to him in person, and they said to him, "I need to have Assad." And he said, "This guy," he said, "No." President Putin, he said, "No, because otherwise, this guy he should not go before he got the okay at he got Assad to put him in jail." Understand what I'm trying to say? And this one, Syria Sharia, and first say he will respect Bastille. So let's read this one. So this comes as a shock, as this guy they wanted him to. Syrian president expected to ask Moscow to extradite Putin ally Assad sought refugee in Moscow. He respect past deal, so he asked him to bring Assad so he can put Assad in jail. But this guy he said no. President Putin he said no. So this guy he comes back to Syria with nothing. He does not have anything to offer to the Syrian people because he cannot bring Assad to jail. He cannot put him in jail, and you see this guy, and he need to keep the Russians. He cannot say to the Russians, "Go out from my country," because he said, "I'm gonna keep whatever Assad." He said he made a deal. So Syrian President al-Shah told Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday that he would honor all past deal tracks between his country and Moscow. His country then ruled by Assad, so he'll keep all the deals made by Russia and between President Assad and President Putin. He will keep, he will honor all that. So he's following Assad's steps. He's becoming like Assad, and very not much comments from Western media and in Europe. All these countries, Macron and France and President Macron and Trump, they did not command this one, although it is very important. Retaining the bases is priority for Putin. So the Russian will keep their bases. So now you understand when I made this video, Russia checkmate game in Syria. So that I was talking about this stuff, like I was predicting this stuff, like. See here. The war in Syria now will erupt. Things like they do and they have done ever at the first, but America and maybe most probably America will leave Syria and Iraq because of this division. Because America needs to deal with this Kurdish-Turkish conflict now. So either they choose Turks. So Americans are saying they will maybe leave Syria, and this will be emptied. Syria will be a playground for Russia. If American troops are taken out, you just have the Turks and the Israelis in the south, and the Turks and the Russians. You know you know that. The Israelis and the Russians were cooperating all the time, and they can keep the cooperation, so nobody can threaten Russia in Syria. Not even the Turks, because the Turks they have taken down a Russian plane, but it didn't lead to a bigger war. Even Turkey is NATO, so Russia will be taking over Syria again. So this is a huge blow for NATO, actually. So because we thought Turkey, NATO, and this guy Al-Julani, he was friend with President Erdogan. Just like the Druze allied themselves with the Israelis to keep out Al-Julani, Ahmad al-Shari, the new president, from attacking them. I mean the Kurds here. USA has lost a big ally in the US. Yeah, and the Kurds, if America does not defend the Kurds against the new president, the Kurds will become friends with Israelis, just like the Druze in Suwaida. The rebels, I mean. So if Russia takes Syria back, this is not good for NATO. Very terrible for NATO. See here, I was talking about this one. And then one president, the new Syrian president, Ahmad al-Julani, Ahmad al-Sharia, Muhammad al-Julani, he went in and killed a lot of Druze and people in northern Syria, in the Syrian coast, al-Suwaida. I was mad. I made this video warning to the president, Ahmad al-Sharia. I was very mad here because he started, he didn't, like his troops, he went in and killed a lot of Alawites, and they went to Suwaida, and a lot of people were killed, thousands. So he was a former ISIS, like all we know, and this is radical Islam. Just like talked about Hamas, they fought in Syria, people. Hamas fought against Bashar al-Assad, President Hamas. They fought in Syria against Bashar al-Assad. You know that? To remove him from power. And a lot of people, they saw that President Bashar al-Assad, he was against Israel, but he didn't fight against Israel. He just supported Hezbollah in Lebanon. So this is another story. But Sunni Muslims like Hamas and Al-Julani, these are connected to Qatar and Turkey, and you know that they are connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, and this is a global organization, and this stuff talked about Hamas, radical Islam, and against like radical Islam. But we talked also that Hamas did not do the 7th of October attacks, not Israel insider, like people said. It is a little more complicated issue. It is about extraterrestrials. My channel is about UFOs. So if you don't believe in this stuff, people, it's up to you. But I showed you with evidence. Please show the video, watch the videos. In November 2023, I showed you UFOs penetrating Israel. So it was not Hamas, it was not Israel. It was all these guys with the Galactic Federation. So this is the Antichrist. They did this thing. So a little complicated to go in there. But here I was very mad. I was shouting, and I said, so here I was talking about Russia not defending Alawites and these groups, and what this Ahmad al-Shara he did before and stuff like that. So I was very mad here. So this is why I was talking about this one. So what happened here actually, and we go back to, this is just to fresh up the memories. So thousands of Alawites killed. You remember here this stuff? And this is why I thought this is not a good way to go as a new president in Syria. The war did not stop. So 2025 massacres of Syrian Alawites. A series of mass killings and massacres against Alawites occurred in Syria from March 6 to 17 March. Uh, Fighters aligned with the Syrian caretaker government. So this is they are accusing him of slaughtering a lot of Alawites. You see here. And this is the area where he went in, and all this area in red, they were fighting, and a lot of killed Alawites because the former president Assad, he was an Alawite, and he escaped and left his people, like these people belonging to the same religion, alone. And even Russia, they were supporting, they left, and a lot of people were killed. So you see a lot of 100 few civilian deaths. You see here, 303 civilians killed. You see here, 164 killed. You see, a lot of people were killed. So that was bad, real bad. So all these days, all this killing, by HS. This is the group that Al Julani led. Hayat Tahrir al Sham. You see here this stuff. This stuff, people just freshening up memories. And these guys were. This guy, before becoming the Emir of Nusra al Front, Abu Muhammad al Julani. So now he's changed his name, Ahmad al Shara. So Abu Muhammad al Julani, president of Syria. You see that stuff, people? This is so. Also, we have thousands killed in thousands of Druze killed. You see here, this stuff, people, is very very strange. So let's see here, Wikipedia. So this is another massacre, people. This April 25 massacres of Syrian Druze. Beginning on 28, sectarian violence between Druze and the Syrian trans, uh, trans, transitional government. So this guy again here, you see here. That's why I made the video. I was very mad, warning to the president, stop the killing in Syria. And this is the southern Syria. You see, went in here, this area near Israel, Dara, Al Suwaida, this region near Damascus, the capital city of Syria. So this is just to refresh the memory. The Druze constitute 3% of Syrian population. On 29 April, wave of violence occurred in Jarmana, the Druze suburb of Damascus. Recording that falsely ascribed Druze religious leader Marwan Kiwan. Prophet Muhammad, he made like a video. It was mocking Prophet Muhammad or something like that, but it was AI and stuff. And these guys, they went mad and they went in ambush. And on 29 April, Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, SOHAR, said that the armed groups affiliated with the Ministry of Defense executed two citizens. Then a number of field execution carried out in Ashrafia. So Israel went in and protected the Druze. The escalating violence promoted direct military action from Israel. Had not Israel stopped, went in and bombed Al-Julani forces and even his palace, the massacre would have continued and a lot of Druze would have been killed. So this is what I'm trying to say. And we have still the Kurds. They have protection from America, but if American troops they go out, the Al-Julani will go in and take out them, take the Kurds. So it's very complicated. The massacre you see here, Druze military Al-Shufi characterized situation as a massacre. So 43 deaths. So her conveyed Druze fighters support for the Druze were ambushed by forces and leading to 43 deaths. Some bodies were burned, other mutilated, chanted anti-Druze slogans. So this is sectarian violence, people, not very good. So yeah, so we have here, you see this guy, Trump, he met him, President Trump, he met Al-Julani. So this is one they met each other and everybody was like, he's very good. Trump's meeting with Al-Shara, you see here, they have pictures together. So he met even President Zelensky. See here, Trump's meeting with Shara, unthinkable adjustment, boost Syrian hopes. President Trump, he said, administration is exploiting Syria. This guy, he was in Iraq and he killed a lot of American troops, and even he started ISIS. ISIS. And even this guy he met as Zelensky. So here he met all these guys, met Putin. See, Zelensky. So he's meeting everybody, but I don't know how popular he is at home. So Ukraine formally restores ties with Syria. And he went to Putin after all his friends. Ukraine formally restores ties with Syria after leaders meet at UN. Ukraine and Syria. This is September last month. Zelensky said meeting Syrian Ahmed al-Sharia on the sidelines of the United Nations. Ukraine broke off relations in 2022 after outside the Syrian leader Bashar Assad government recognized the takeover of Russian of Ukraine. So this is Zelensky and this is Ahmed al-Sharia. So he met Zelensky, he met Putin, he met Trump, he met Macron. You see, he's meeting everybody, but I don't know. The killing in Syria should stop. This is what I'm trying to say. Only if he got all the support. See here? So the killing should stop. Actually, that's all what I'm trying to say, people. So let's go back to Spaceship of King On, then we finish. So I was talking about politics now, the whole video, but I'm gonna show you some pictures and I'm gonna finish. It's already half hour. Just want to show you. I was expecting this one to President Ahmad al-Shara, former leader ISIS al-Nusra to meet President Putin. He did not get Assad back, put him in jail, but he trying to get his country to work out, but he had the support from President Putin, President Trump, Macron, and it's not working out. It's what I'm trying to say. So somebody need to help him, and if it is Putin or Trump, I don't care even if it is Macron or Erdogan, but I don't know who's gonna help him, but they need to get somebody, a real friend, to help him out, because otherwise Syria is not good with this sectarian violence and the killings. Syria had enough, 14 years of killings. Now time for the new president to get out from this Russia sectarian violence, and to move towards peace, to wake up the country, so Syria will be good again. So I was showing this one here, the pictures. So here we have this spaceship of King Anu. I showed you this stuff. I'm gonna show some pictures and I'm gonna finish. So here you have seen, this is 14 of October, this is 15, 24, you see here, spaceship of King Anu. So yeah, we need to have some kind of peace in Syria, just like we have peace in Gaza, although it was broken yesterday. We don't know who started what, but it is broken. So let's hope President Trump command situation and ask everybody to calm down so we can resume with peace in Gaza. We need that one. 2 years nonstop bombing and war and killing. It's time to Hamas and President Prime Minister Netanyahu to calm down a little bit. We are tired from this mess up situation in Gaza. People are tired in Gaza. They are being killed every day. It's enough. We need to calm down situation in Gaza. We need to calm down situation in Syria. So let's hope. We know that Hamas is a radical Islam. Also, ISIS leader, former Ahmed al-Julani, Syria president, is radical, or was radical Islam. He's becoming modern and like that. But the problem is not that. Even Hamas fought against Assad, Syria. Maybe this Putin is come back to Syria. They have the bases still. But come back to Syria. Maybe situation in Gaza. Although situation in Gaza started when President Putin was in Syria, like before Assad was thrown out. So, but at least we have maybe Syria calmed down, because it was not like that when Syria, President Putin was controlling a lot of area together with Assad, but the people didn't like him because he was in power a long time, and his family and his father, the Sunni, especially, they wanted to have to rule Syria because they are the majority. Just like we talked about the Iraqis, they want to have Shia Muslim because just they are the majority, and they didn't like Saddam Hussein. They kicked him out together with the Americans to have Shia Muslim. And now American troops are maybe to leave Iraq and Syria. But if Russia is back in Syria, I will not leave Syria for the Russian. No, I don't know. So he's bringing back Russia. I want to know what President Trump have a comment about that. If Russia is in Syria and Russia is in Ukraine, and Russia is not going out from Ukraine, and they will not leave Syria. So this is not good actually for Ukraine if Russia comes back to Syria, of course, because Russia will say we will take Russia, we take Syria, we can take also Ukraine. So this is not good for President Zelensky. So why did he meet al-Shara when he is friend with both? Unless he's gonna negotiate for peace between President Zelensky and the President Putin. But this is President Erdogan role. This is his job to mediate peace between the two leaders, not this new President al-Shara, who cannot stop the violence in own country, sectarian violence in Syria. Spaceship of King Anu, you see here, 15 October. Here we have it. Here we have it as well. Here. So here we have it. Spaceship Okeano. So this is a good one. We're gonna take this one. So I don't know what to say about this video, but we can say this is also Spaceship Okeano. See how it's changed from this one to this one. So maybe you're gonna write Russia checkmate game in Syria part 2. Maybe I don't know. Or you're gonna say and peace deal in Gaza. I'm gonna say I don't know what I'm gonna write. Spaceship Okeano. Here the most high. This is 16 of October, 4 p.m. You see how it's doing from up here and coming like this again. And this is 17 of October, 11 a.m. And it is here about this construction. And this is another picture. This is a good one. Can we take this one? This is 17 October, 13 p.m. See it? I made it big here for you, and this is how it goes up, up. You see, we don't have any problem with the dust anymore. I was using stuff to clean the screen whenever touching the screen with my fingers becomes dirty, but we can wipe out, of course. This stuff here, we can do like that. You see, whenever you take out, need some moist, because otherwise the dust will return back. So this is 17, actually 17 of October, and here we have it. Spaceship Anu, the Most High Father of Jesus Christ. Uranos mentioned in the Holy Quran, Quranu, and in the Bible, Old Testament Bible, it is mentioned as Al Elyon, and in the New Testament Bible, it is mentioned as Uranos. This guy, Al Elyon, the Most High, or El Ilu Anu. Also in the Old Testament Bible, I say all these books are holy. We have in the Old Testament Bible, Torah, mentioned talking about Marduk. Who is Marduk? Arian, the Babylonian king, who was the grandson of King Anu. So Marduk is mentioned as the enemy of God El in the Old Testament Bible. That's why I cannot do without the Torah. They know, all Jews, even Prime Minister Netanyahu, he knows that Marduk is the enemy of El because it is written, I will punish Marduk, the god of Babylon. Just write that. I'm not going to show it. I showed many times. I'm going to punish Marduk. Who is Marduk? The enemy of El. And who is Marduk? Grandfather? Anu, the Most High, Uranos. This is from the Sumerian. So, talked about Tammuz. Tammuzid. He was killed by Marduk. And he went to the underworld to save his wife. And his wife, he came back. Tammuz is the month of July, when the sun is the planets are flourishing and everybody is enjoying time. Summertime, Tammuz is the month of July. Even Damascus is the name of taken from the moon. Also, even Tammuz is mentioned in the Bible. He was like Romeo. He was killed by Marduk. He said because he claimed he raped his sister. Actually, it was Marduk who sent his sister to make a problem between Marduk and his wife Inanna. Inanna, the fertility goddess, daughter of Anu, the Most High. So Marduk was not liked by the woman. That's why the woman were crying for Tammuz, because he destroyed the marriage. He destroyed the relationship between Tammuz and Inanna. Romeo and Juliet. And Marduk, he does not like the woman. Talked about this one and how they treat women in some religions. They blame her for taking from the tree of good and knowledge because they don't like women. They blame her. It was not a bad thing. Talked about Jesus Christ. Actually, he was a wise serpent. So Jesus Christ, he gave us the gift of sex. Nothing to be ashamed of. God wanted us to fill the earth with people. That's why we nothing to be ashamed. Cannot blame Eve for that. We love Eve. Uh, we we uh, we worship our Father in heaven, and we worship our Mother. That is Earth, Gaia, spaceship of King Anu, and our father and mother were married and were separated. This is the story, people. They were separated. Even in Egyptian, separated by or Shu, like Yahushu or Yahusha. This is Jesus Christ in Egyptian. Also, Shua. Shua is called the Egyptian separated the heaven and the sky. You know that Atum was the one who created everything. Atum is actually Atum. Atum in Sanskrit is Anu. So check this out. So Atum in Egyptian deity is actually Anu because Atum is the smallest thing. Atom, the atomic bomb, spaceship of King Anu. So Anu is Atum because Anu in Sanskrit in Indian language it means Anu, and Anu is Atum. Atum Ra, and Atum Ra, it was connected the water and there was separation by the air, that is Shua or Shu. That's you get the name Yahushua or Jesus Christ, the Son. Just that we can humans have this life. And in the end time, the heaven and the earth will be remarried. Talked about the wedding, big wedding in the Bible, the prophecy. They say the wedding of the Lamb, when the Father and the Mother, the earth and the heaven will reunite. Spaceship of King Anu, the Most High. See us doing. So we have this in the Sumerian. In the Sumerian, we have Enlil, the son of the Most High Anu, separated Anu from his wife Namu. So here it is not seen because it's here. It's here, and we have it here. And we have it here, and here, and here. You see how's doing, and here, and here. This is a bad picture, I know. I cannot see the date here. It's it's not very clear, but here you have it. So this we have 17th of October, 7 p.m. Here it is. You see behind the building. And this is 17, another sighting, 7 p.m. here above the building. So this is same day, another sighting, same day, 1919. So this is 7 minutes or 6 minutes after the second sighting, and this is the first sighting, also 3 minutes. You're gonna see all these enlarged, starting from this one, the first sighting, this spaceship of Nano behind the building. It goes up, goes up here, and here it goes up. And this is a picture, a good one. You can maybe take this one. So Let's hope for peace. All we want is peace in Gaza, in Syria, and in Ukraine, in Russia, all these guys. President Trump, uh, he's tried peace in Gaza, he's trying peace in Ukraine, Russia, but I don't know, maybe need some time. Netanyahu is not happy with Hamas staying in Gaza and stuff like that. So we use this stuff, people. So we continue. So yeah, a lot of people killed yesterday, but let's hope peace will come back to Gaza and to Syria and to Ukraine. Let's hope that. This one is a good one. You take this one. This one also. And this one here. I don't know where this stuff. Just 1 minute. So let's see if we can take out this stuff once and for all. So yeah, I got this. So yeah, this one here maybe with the finger after we are taken out the mask. So see this one, people. This is one is a good one. You see, and this one here about the construction, and this one here you see us doing. This one is very good one, actually. See how big it is. Actually, in the middle it's invisible. I know a lot of people they don't believe the stuff, and but yeah, you free to believe whatever. It's hard for people who does not believe in spiritual or paranormal, like in ghosts, to follow with my videos. Need to believe in this spiritual thing. This one is very good. I'm gonna take this one, put it on the thumbnail maybe. This one is good as well. Forming the letter L, and this is like L-O, love, love. V-E is missing. Love, spaceship of King Anu, God of love. Rising up here, you see us doing love and forgiveness. Take this one. Coming up here, all praise to Most High Anu, Uranus, Father of Jesus Christ, Creator of life. Let's hope for peace. This Anu is God of peace. There's God for war and revenge. It's not our God. Our God is God of love and peace and justice. Spaceship of King Anu. You see a lot of pictures I collected for you. But I want to comment what's going on in the world. We have 5 minutes to go. I'm gonna make this video only 1 hour. This is one is good also. Then we're gonna finish. Sorry, I've been waiting for something to happen in the news. Can comment that one. I was waiting for Gaza, checking on Ukraine, and trying to find the good thing to talk about. But this happened in Gaza and Syria. You see, he went back to Putin. President Putin, he is in Ukraine. He's not leaving Ukraine. Uh, We was happy. A lot of people were happy with President Ahmad al-Sharia, the new Syrian president, because he kicked out the Russians, but then he went back to the Russians. Although he had got support from all Western leaders, and this is not a good sign because he's gonna do like President Bashar al-Assad. He's gonna do their agenda. The Russians, he's gonna do his committed to the agreements by these guys. But whatever Assad he promised him to do, to Putin, he's gonna do it for him. So this is not why they supported him. All these leaders and like Qatar, they paid the 130 billion to remove Assad, and this guy gonna do the Assad policies, Assad agenda. That is the Russia agenda. Understand what I'm trying to say? 130, 14 years of killing in Syria to remove Assad. And this guy comes and we're gonna become like Assad. So this is a great disappointment for Syrian people. At least those guys who put their hope in the new president. This is what I'm trying to say, and I was talking about it 3 days after Assad was removed, last December, last year. So almost 1 year ago, I knew about this stuff. I felt like because the Russians they took out the troops, suddenly they had an agreement with this new president. So it's like a show, and Assad was saved and still saved in Moscow in Russia. And the new president need to pay his bills, maybe I don't know. And yeah, trying to bring peace to Syria, but not succeeding. And even this Hamas, Israel, I said, you're going to continue. People say, no, no. You see what happened yesterday? The killing actually will not stop or did not stop in Gaza. So something needs to happen. So we have peace. 2 minutes to go. I'm going to finish, short this one. This is a sighting also here. This is a good one. This is spaceship of Kiana. You see how beautiful it is? And this one, you need to put it on the thumbnail, definitely, because it's very good. And this is one also. You see how big it is? And this one also. This one, people. And this one. So yeah, we finished now. I have to 17 of October. This is the sighting. We're gonna do it another time. I'm tired. I'm holding the phone in my hand. 1 hour now. I'm tired. So that's all, people. Blessings.